Let's start with Nvidia. We say it's a moment in markets history. It broke its own record, but it's one of the bigger positions you hold, Denny. So when you see the red headline on the Bloomberg terminal, how do you react? How does that make you think?
Well, I think, Nvidia has been a remarkable stock for the last year and a half, and that's primarily been because of the financial performance. I mean, the ramp in revenues that we've seen with its AI chips and GPUs is like nothing we've ever seen before. And, where the market's at right now, it's really this push and pull. And what we've seen, if you just look at the hyperscaler earnings so far, and particularly the CapEx forecasts, the market is just really hinging on every word that we're hearing. And, effectively what we've heard is that nobody's blinking. And you have seen CapEx go up at Google, you've seen CapEx go up at Microsoft, and you're seeing CapEx go up at Meta, and all of those companies seem to be implying that there's no end in sight, at least, through 2025, and that should be good for Nvidia. And if we actually look at the other data points in the industry, AMD just reported, and the numbers were fine, but it's really just a really, really small fraction of the amount of AI-related chips that NVIDIA is selling, and NVIDIA's embarking on probably its most significant product cycle ever with Blackwell, as it goes to a full systems approach this fall.
In an astonishing turn of events that has caught the eyes of novice and veteran investors alike, Nvidia Corporation stock has recently weathered yet another bout of volatility. Just when skeptics were ready to uncover their "I told you so" flags, the ever-resilient Nvidia bounced back dramatically, reminding everyone why the tech giant is not to be underestimated. Nvidia's small dip, followed by its usual leap, raises an interesting opportunity simmering just below the surface: selling put options, a strategy that could be immensely rewarding for the informed trader. At the heart of this discussion are two key figures: Nvidia Corporation, the formidable powerhouse in the artificial intelligence and semiconductor markets, and Mizuho analyst Jordan Klein, whose timely observations pinpoint the underlying reasons for Nvidia's stock movement. But what drives this dynamo of a stock, and why does every dip make such compelling headlines? Let's delve deeper to decode the enigma of Nvidia's recurring sell-off and recovery pattern, and discover how an astute investor can capitalize on this resilient giant. But first, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now, back to today's video.
The high multiples on some of these AI names like Nvidia, one of the reasons my next guest just trimmed his exposure, although he does believe in the AI growth story long term. Let's speak with Steve Auth. He's Chief Investment Officer of Equities at Federated Hermes. Steve, it's great to see. Wow, look at Nvidia down 7. Now it's at 108, and you were on this a couple of weeks ago. So walk us through the thought process.
Well, no, it's a great company, Nvidia, Kelly. It just had become too much of a momentum story for us. Made an awful lot of money on it, stock trading at 40 times earnings. And I think we're kind of in a digestion mode here for AI. And importantly, stocks like Nvidia, once they become big momentum stories like that, they just don't need solid earnings growth and order growth, which I know a lot of bulls like to talk about, but they need accelerating order growth, accelerating earnings growth. And we're kind of past the acceleration mode here, So at the same time, we're entering the rate cut cycle. I mean, today's news only, cast the final die on that one. So off we go. We've got probably 200 basis points of rate cuts in front of us. These big AI names have done really well when they were the only game in town with rates up at 10% on the 10-year. They don't really need funding, so financing is not important. But the other side of the market that mostly funds itself short, the value stocks, the cyclicals, the small caps, they're the real beneficiaries once rates start to decline. So that's kind of where we want to be right now. And we thought it was time to take some chips off the table on the other side.
Anybody who has kept an eye on Nvidia over the past year and a half would be familiar with its pulse-pounding rides. The recent dip in late July wasn't attributed to a flaw or misstep by Nvidia itself. Instead, it was pegged as a natural cooldown following its stunning rise. Analysts like Jordan Klein observed a rotation out of the big winners in the market, most notably in the tech sector. Yet, it's almost as if Nvidia has been rehearsing for these market-driven dips. Each pullback has reliably been followed by a fast and furious rebound, reminding investors of its unwavering strength in the AI and semiconductor spheres. The jitters of Q2 earnings season. So, what sparked the latest sell-off? The answer lies not with Nvidia, but with market sentiment. Second quarter earnings seasons often inject a cocktail of anxiety into Wall Street, and this time was no different. Amid heightened enthusiasm for tech stocks, Nvidia naturally found itself swept along in a broader tech sector tumble. As the market collectively hyperventilates over quarterly earnings, Nvidia merely bears the brunt of a generalized anxiety attack. They just happen to be a bystander caught in the crossfire. Mizuho analyst Jordan Klein noted ongoing rotation out of the big winners today in the market, underscoring that broader market behaviors were at play, not a specific critique of Nvidia's performance. To every trader who declared, "This time it's different," the impending rocket-like rebound served as the market's poignant reminder about Nvidia's unique staying power. Despite periods of turbulence, Nvidia's credentials as a dominant force in the AI and semiconductor industries remain unchallenged. As every armchair market analyst knows, owning a niche in tech means riding a perpetual wave of innovation and demand. Nvidia's GPUs are the gold standard in AI computing, effectively turning them into a linchpin of modern technology infrastructure. With capabilities ranging from advanced gaming to autonomous driving solutions and accelerated data centers, Nvidia's market leadership is pivotal. This ironclad foundation positions Nvidia uniquely for upward functionality, insulating it from transient market spasms. So, can you see what is coming for the firm's stock? Let's find out. Hello everyone and welcome back to Investocracy.
Welcome back to Fast Market, everyone. Kevin Hinks, Alex Coffey. Now it's time for our cash tag segment. Now I want to bring in the Vice President of Research at Likefolio.com, Miss Megan Brantley, to the show. Megan, we're covering Nvidia. It's a fun topic on a day like this. And actually, we could turn this into the Nvidia show if we really wanted to. But I looked at your charts, and one thing comes out to me, and that is powerful, that Nvidia has going on right now. Give us your interpretation of the Likefolio data.
You know, whenever we look at NVIDIA, and I feel like we've been saying this for some time, this company is best of breed in its space, but it's also best of breed just among innovators, even outside of when you think of AI. You know, whenever we look at different tailwinds, it's almost a matter of, you know, pick your favorite tailwind for NVIDIA. Is it autonomous driving? Is it robotics? Is it, you know, this massive transition of data centers into this advanced computing, what they call AI factories? I think this is driving a lot of interest in NVIDIA and its technology. And honestly, from what we're seeing, it's that demand is so high, we're not sure NVIDIA can even keep up. And so I think that that is the story. It's a great spot to be if you're NVIDIA. And this, you know, whenever we break this down for leaders, you know, I think AMD could be a close or a second place, but I'm not sure that it's even close to NVIDIA, and we're still bullish on AMD. So I think that, you know, whenever we look at NVIDIA right now, we see it trading, I think it's down over 20% from June highs. You know, whenever we see pullbacks like this, historically, these are gifts to long-term investors.
Let's face it, folks. The stock market is the original reality show. Unscripted, dramatic, and full of twists that would make any soap opera weep with envy. At its center, Nvidia often plays the enigmatic hero, occasionally tossed in the dungeon but always emerging with more fervor and fewer wrinkles. Isn't it wonderful to observe a stock that never fails to assist in making the financial geek in all of us a tad bit giddy? The beauty of Nvidia's stock volatility is that it opens avenues for creative investment strategies. One such strategy is selling put options, also known as writing or shorting put options. By selling a put option, an investor agrees to purchase Nvidia shares at a predetermined price if the stock dips to that level. In return for this agreement, the investor receives an upfront cash payment. For instance, an investor might sell a put option expiring on September 20th with a $100 strike price and earn an immediate cash payment of $650. If the stock does not fall below $100, the investor keeps the $650 without purchasing the shares. If it does, they buy Nvidia at a discount and still pocket the $650. This approach leverages Nvidia's potential revaluation post-dip, an expectation often met given Nvidia's strong fundamentals and market position. Backing up the wisdom of selling put options with Nvidia's track record, data reveals that every dip has led to a promising rebound within a short span. A quick glance at Nvidia's trading chart past July shows a remarkable jump on July 31st, as market sentiment swung back to favor tech stocks. A fun dive into social media buzz provides additional corroboration. Tweets and trading forums brimmed with sage and sardonic comments alike. Has Nvidia learned teleportation? How else to justify constant comebacks? Quipped one user. Another noted, Nvidia's dips? More like trampoline moves. Beyond the jokes, what's evident is a consensus recognizing Nvidia's elasticity. Investors listening closely can discern an echoed faith in Nvidia's durability, giving further credence to the put option strategy as not just viable but potentially lucrative. So, given all of this, why should you consider investing in Nvidia, specifically via put options? Let's break down the answer. But first, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
Well, he is known for betting against the housing market before the 2008 financial crisis. We continue our Big Short Week special with a CNBC exclusive interview. Steve Eisman is Senior Portfolio Manager at Neuberger Berman. He joins us now. Welcome back, Steve. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
You weren't surprised by this sell-off that we saw yesterday's session?
You think I wasn't surprised? I was. Who are you talking to? I was surprised.
You were surprised.
Yes.
You didn't think that this rotation was sort of
rotations are always violent. They always catch everybody unawares, and it's not a fundamental correction. It's like a psychological rotation. People all of a sudden woke up to the fact, like, I want to own something else for a while.
Do you think that
I never can anticipate those things?
Right. Do you think the psychological rotation, though, is something that will hold? Is this something worth investing around, this change in psyche?
I don't trade. I just don't trade. I'm not particularly good at it. God bless people who are. I just like to hold stocks for a long time. So I don't think fundamentals have really changed all that much. I mean, the only negative data point I would point to is consumer spending seems to have slowed a little bit on the margin, and delinquencies are up a touch, but nothing. And probably the economy has slowed a little bit, but I don't particularly find any of that alarming.
The rationale is simply rooted in Nvidia's proven resilience and irrefutable position within the high-stakes tech industry. Nvidia continues to innovate and dominate the AI and semiconductor markets, key growth areas with forecasts projecting exponential expansion. Nvidia's adaptability and rebounding from market-driven dips is a hallmark of its inherent strength. Combined with the ability to secure upfront cash from selling puts and potentially buy undervalued shares, it presents a compelling win-win scenario for investors. With Nvidia's stock currently rejuvenating from its brief sojourn in the red, the company boasts a market position that's difficult to undermine. Analysts project continued growth facilitated by Nvidia's monopolistic grip on AI GPUs. Even the faint-hearted would find solace knowing that market tremors have yet to deliver a knockout punch to this tech titan. Nudging towards an informed decision. To potential investors who have held Nvidia at arm's length or atop their wish lists, now might be the perfect moment to reevaluate. Consider the historical patterns, the strength of Nvidia's market hold, and the immediate benefits of selling put options at strategic strike prices. Lining your pockets as you wait out minor dips? Sounds more like smart investing than wishful thinking. As the stock market remains an ever-evolving theater of unpredictable acts, Nvidia continues to be a starring player delivering stellar performances. Try your hand at leveraging Nvidia's dips through well-researched put option contracts. You could just find yourself pleasantly surprised by both the short-term gains and the long-term prospects. But what are your thoughts on Nvidia's bouncing stock saga and the potential of put options? Are you ready to dive in, Or does another contender have your attention? Let's discuss in the comments. Because in the world of investing, sharing knowledge is one major win we all can bank on. And finally, if you would like to know what big tech companies have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.